Say goodbye to just clicking and picking. The future of giving begins now with the new Come Together movement. Download our free Community Pay It Forward app. It's your gateway to shopping with purpose and supporting the causes that you care about. You tell us who you'd like to support by selecting your mission. Whether it's helping veterans, feeding families, or supporting local schools, your purchases help fund real change. Shop like you normally do. No extra steps, no added costs. Just make your everyday spending count by choosing one of our partner businesses. Every purchase you make turns into real support. A percentage goes directly to your selected cause. It's automatic, it's effortless, and it's powerful. You're not just a customer, you're a partner in making a difference. Our app makes it easy for you to track your impact and share it with all of your friends. So why just shop when you can shop with a purpose? Download, select, shop, and support because your choices matter. When you shop with the Community Pay It Forward partners, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. What if your story could power a movement? Every struggle you have conquered becomes the answer someone else is still searching for. At Community Pay It Forward, your mission matters. When someone shops with one of our giving partners, they can choose to support you simply by uploading a receipt. Your story gets shared, you get visibility, and you can share our program to raise up to 90% in referral awards. You have a story worth sharing. We're here to help you tell it. Apply today by using the QR code or at communitypayitforward.us. Because your story deserves to be shared. And at Community Pay It Forward, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together.
Hello world, my name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer and I am also a consultant at Z World Webs. My one goal is to develop custom websites that are specifically catered to your organization's needs. I completely understand that building a website is an exhilarating, exciting, and significant step in connecting with your audience. Your organization has the potential to make a meaningful impact, whether it's supporting animal rights, advocating for equality, combating human trafficking, or honoring the brave individuals who have served our country. Your mission is too important to be held back by the challenges a website can present. And I am here to ensure that your website works for you, not against you. Whether it's maintaining, developing, or redeveloping a custom website that is specifically catered to your needs. And with that being said, I would be more than delighted to learn more about your organization and, of course, develop a website Z World is waiting for.
Born into a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here? Took a hold of her life, left at night. Stepping out of her fear. Bring me home. Out alone.
Hey everybody, it is Wednesday. I almost said Thursday, good God. It is Wednesday, and I know last week I said that we were not going to have a show with the things that have happened over the last 30 hours or so. I wanted to go on ahead and come on just for a very, very short segment Not going to be a long show, but I noticed something, and I really kind of wanted to talk about this. This show is recorded, so unfortunately, I cannot ask people to join me. But you know what? Maybe when we go live again next week, we can ask people to join us then. I will continue this conversation next week. I'm a metal fan. I've been a metal fan my good portion of my life. The first time I heard Peace Sells, but Who's Buying by Megadeth, I was hooked. Um, Peace Sells, but Who's Buying has been my favorite song since I was in my teens. It started listening to bands like Overkill and Death Angel and Testament back in those days. Started listening to the Beatles and Black Sabbath with my father. He also likes the Who. I don't get that, but not a Who fan. Sorry, guys. Um, Leonard Skinner, different different things. And with this loss yesterday of Ozzy, it really brings me back to the day my father came to pick me up from our babysitter. And my dad was doing something I've never seen him hardly do, and he was crying. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And that was the day that John Lennon was shot and killed. John Lennon was so important to him. It's kind of funny. My dad's grown up a Beatles fan his entire life. Well, ever since he first heard the Beatles. Obviously, he was around since before the Beatles. But Dad was a huge Beatles fan. But it wasn't, you know, um, it wasn't the whole band it was the writing and the vocalization of John. And my dad is a huge fan of Ringo. I mean, just a huge fan of Ringo, still to this day. And I saw how that affected him. I was too young to see how it affected the rest of the world, but you could tell it was something different. I was very young when the world lost Elvis, John Wayne, but when my world when we had Peter Steele taken from us, from a band called Typo Negative. Uh, just and it's so funny. The first time I heard Typo Negative, I was like, "Oh, what the hell is wrong with these guys? What is this stuff?" And then they grew to be one of the most important bands in my life. I mean, they are without a doubt. I I miss them every time I see one of their videos, or they pop up, or um, I go through my playlists and I see, October Rust, or something like that. And when it comes to music, that's probably the closest to John Lennon that I've lost. Because Peter Steele had a voice like no one else. No one else. He had a soul and a groove that I don't think it'll ever be replicated. And you know, of course, in my world, again, that was a great loss. But yesterday, when it was announced that Ozzy had joined John, had joined, you know, Lemmy, when he joined, you know, Peter, he had joined George Harrison, when he had joined all of these wonderful, wonderful musicians, Janis Joplin, um, just all these wonderful, wonderful musicians. I saw something amazing happen. And this right here is the whole reason why I wanted to bring up and do this video. Because I saw something happen yesterday which gives me hope. A lot of hope. We watched a world that is very, very divisive come together in an amazing, amazing way. Because we have lost something special. And it's not just the metal world that lost this individual. I mean, one of the first pictures I saw out there, one of the first things I saw on social media was the Go-Go's. I don't know if anyone else is going to consider a metal, but I most certainly would not consider Belinda Carlisle and the gang heavy metal. I wouldn't do that. Seeing rap stars, seeing pop rock icons, seeing all of these people who may have may not be the prototypical metal person, metalhead, come together in celebration of the life of a man who was an artist. It was amazing to me. And it gave me hope because you know what? We can see that through all of our differences, through everything that we hold dear in our lives, with all the problems that we have going on, there is a potential that maybe we can start seeing eye to eye on certain things again. And it's so very important that we, and look, the God's honest truth is we really need to start looking at things this way. One person's a Republican, one person's Democrat. Just think of it this way, okay? And seriously listen to me when I say this because I really think this is true. What's the difference there between You being a Black Sabbath fan and me being an Ozzy fan. Two different things, but it's not worth fighting over. Arguing, sure, why not? Let's argue about it. Let's argue all day long. Okay? I'm not, like I believe I said this earlier, I'm not the biggest Aussie fan in the world. I'm not. I respect the hell out of him. And when I was listening to a lot of the music again yesterday, because I did like many of us had done, I went back and I started listening to some of his stuff. And I started listening again to some of the wonderful songs. And I told Adrian, it amazes me how many memories these songs brought back. You know, Bark at the Moon. I I really like that song. The first time I saw Zach Wild, and I couldn't believe that somebody who was that hair bandish could play the guitar like he did. Now you look at him, he doesn't look hair bandish at all. Just so many memories wrapped up in the world of one man and his creation. But it didn't matter because yesterday, people who grew up Catholic, and maybe you're still Catholic, maybe, and people who are Protestant, and people who are, dare I say, Muslim or Buddhist or whatever, they all felt a seismic shift and loss. Hell, maybe it's not even people who really know his music, who just know him and his TV shows. You know, the work that he's done recently with Jack is all over the travel network. You know, where people in the paranormal field, that's one of the places where they go and they frequent all the time. You know, I mean, the man seriously had his thumbprint on so many things. So I just hope that the one thing that we can learn from this, and I really don't see why we can't, things are going to bug us about each other. But it's not, is it really worth ending relationships over? There's only one end to relationship which cannot be mended. When you pass away, those relationships are gone. For you, the one who's gone. There's people on earth who are going to sit there and they're going to go through hell because that relationship was destroyed. And you're gone on bad terms. I deal with that on in my own family because of somebody that we lost, and I've got somebody in my family who believes that they could have done more to try to help. And I mean, if you look at it, very possible that's true. We can all always do more. But the truth is that you know what? If you're true to yourself, if you're true to the people that you know and love, if you work hard to try to take care of people, you can at least feel better about what you've done. You're still going to feel that loss, but it doesn't matter who you are. There are people out there who are going to feel that loss. So, my challenge for you this week is very simple. Have a conversation with somebody that maybe you don't always see eye to eye. Maybe it's over politics. Have a conversation with them and avoid politics, but let's talk about something else. Let's try to find a ground that you both agree on. Let's say food or music. Let's find things where we can see eye to eye on, and let's start focusing on those. And let's start remembering, you know what? I don't agree with the way that you're doing things when it, or, you believe in these things that are political. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have to. I am a free individual who has my own right to think the way I think, as are you. Let's respect that. And let's start working on this because you know what? We lost a guy yesterday who his influence is going to live forever. Nobody can ever take away War Pigs. Nobody can ever take away Iron Man, which song doesn't really do it for me. Nobody can take away. Yeah, I think it's Goodbye to Romance. I think that's that song. Um, it's the song that's for some reason that's the song stuck in my head right now. Shot in the Dark. Nobody's ever going to be able to take those away. Nobody's going to be able to take away the Osbournes. Nobody's going to be able to take away anything that he did. Guess what? Nobody's ever going to be able to take away the stuff that you did either, both positive and negative. But let's make sure that we try to make a positive impact that stands out over the negative. Let's make sure that we try to work to make stuff that really, when people think back on us, they think back going, you know what? The guy may have been a little bit of a schmuck, but I know he tried really hard. or I know she tried really hard. So, hey, I want to give a shout out to all things Kansas, all things Kansas City, um, meeting new family, people I've never had a chance to meet. Uh, Wonderful, wonderful time. Such a wonderful time. I actually got to do one of the things that were in my, I don't want to say it was my bucket list, but you know what? It was close to my bucket list. And that's I got to go to the Negro Leagues Museum in Kansas City. And I am going to tell you right now, no matter where you're at, make a trip. One of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And it's also connected to the Jazz Museum, which is really, really cool. We didn't have the money to go. We didn't have the time to go to the Jazz Museum. We spent quite a time. Myself and my new brother, we went to the Jazz Museum and, or I'm sorry, the Negro Leagues Museum, and there was so much to do there, so much to look at. It was it was unbelievable. The hardship that they went through, the heartbreak, the successes, going and standing on that field with some of the greats, getting to stand there looking at Buck O'Neill, looking at standing next to the statue of Buck O'Neill, who's looking out onto the field like he was coaching the Cubs. It was amazing. So if you ever get to Kansas City, please make sure that you do it. We discovered something that was really, really cool. Something I never knew. And during the Negro Leagues, there was a team in Pittsburgh named the Pittsburgh Crawford. You can see the hat right back there. Uh, it's the gray hat next to the Kansas City Monarchs hat. But they're the Pittsburgh Crawford. And that's really cool because, uh, well, family name is Crawford. So on my mother's side. So yeah, it was really neat that we got to, I got to go. I got to find out that there were, that this team existed that I had never even heard of before. So, but it was so much fun. But I do want to thank everyone for joining me for this little short episode here. I do want to give a shout out to Ozzy and to his family. Not like they're ever going to hear this, but you know what? I'm going to say it anyway. One of the greatest things that I heard yesterday is, Ozzy wasn't going to let death chase him, so he chased it. I think I think that's really neat. He will be missed, but as we all do, life will continue. But let's use this as the day that community is reborn. Let's use this as the day that you can take and look at somebody that maybe you don't get along with spiritually, but you can get along with them because you enjoy the same kind of foods, and you can say, I do have something in common with you. We don't have to talk about the one thing, we can talk about this. And we can mend bridges that have been burned. And there's a lot of them that have been burned. This is the time where we can prove that a burned bridge can be rebuilt. Please love somebody out there because somebody out there loves you. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare the Care, and the PACT channels. I want to thank you so very much, PACT being podcasting, for all coming together. Please join us again next week when we start going on the live shows again. Thank you all, and please remember, no one ever has to go it alone when we all do one simple thing, and that is come together.
Say, bring me home, out alone, to show me the way. You wanna hold the heart of Sunset Boulevard. Bring me here, 'cause it's not quite clear to be a part of Sunset Boulevard.
Does this sound like your life? Scattered, jumping between tasks but never finishing. Saying yes when you want to say no. Avoiding hard conversations and holding it all in. It's time to stop overcomplicating life and turning it into your advantage. Experience T Now, a monthly membership designed to help parents, professionals, and dreamers like you conquer self-sabotage and thrive. Save your spot today. Get early access, a special gift, and start transforming your life. Because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together.